All right, Shalom. My name is Lamad. To my right is Makwa. Next to us is Matazah. And, we're on our way to Bethlehem, PA. Lord willing to teach with the brother Malakba. But, we're in transit, so we're going to do a little short video. I want to give all praises to Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the elders and apostles, and Shalom to all the sincere Akim, keeping their garments and laboring in true sincerity to the end. And basically, we have some precepts because today it's basically, Veterans Day, I believe, or Veterans Day weekend or whatever. So we got a couple of precepts, breaking all that down and trying to explain to some people how, basically, you shouldn't be celebrating Veterans Day because first and foremost, we'll let the scriptures speak. So, I'm gonna pass it over to Makwa. So I'm like driving.
This is Exodus 20 and 13. Thou shalt not kill.
Yeah, it says thou shalt not kill. All right, and that's talking about or salaka. Actually, the word there is murder, right? The correct word should be murder because to kill is like, just say like, to eat your food. You know what I'm saying? You might kill an animal, but according to the scriptures, there's certain crimes that are considered like capital punishments, right? Which is like, say, being a sodomite. If somebody that murdered somebody, if they meet them or whatever, and they're not out there, looking for them like the Punisher or whatever, it's permissible for them to kill them under certain circumstances, right? But this is talking about basically the concept we're using this in is the fact that Israelites, they'll be sent out on the court of Esau to go out and murder other nations or whatever that don't have anything to basically do with them. They're not beefing with or whatever. Like, for example, you had the boxer Muhammad Ali, which I respect him for this, because it was an instance where he said, no Viet Cong, nigger or whatever, right? So he was basically saying that he's not going to go out and murder on the strength of Esau wanting him to murder because of just joining Esau's army or whatever. And you got certain jakes that's like in a Uncle Tom spirit, like Joe Louis. That's one that sticks out in my mind. I'm trying to think what's some more that joined the army or that was real super patriotic about.
Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley was in the army?
No. But he offered Esau.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, you got a lot of athletes that's like, what's the dude's name? Mike Vick and shit. He got on the guy Kaepernick. I think that's how you say it.
Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, he got on him about he should cut his hair and all this shit because now that they got him for the dog fighting or whatever, now he's just like a puppet or whatever. You know what I mean? He'll say anything to uplift Esau and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. So getting back on the topic, that word, I think it's a Ratazah. Yeah, so that's the correct word, which means to murder, not to kill. But we're not supposed to go out and basically murder the other nations on the strength of like Esau. You know what I mean? Yo, I mean, you got anything?
I was gonna grab the wait.
I just pulled up this little Wikipedia article on Veterans Day real quick.
I mean, you gotta lift up your voice.
Huh?
You gotta lift up your voice.
Kind. So I got this article up on Veterans Day, right? That basically just tells you what it is. And just to give some context here, it says Veterans Day is an official United States public holiday observed annually on November 11th that honors military veterans. That is, persons who served in the United States Armed Forces. It coincides with other holidays, including Armistice Day and Remembrance Day, celebrated in other countries that mark the anniversary of the end of World War I. All right, and Armistice Day basically is a is what they call the armistice of 11th of November 1918. That was supposed to have been a basically a what you call it, a rest of arms, if you will. It says armistice of 11 November 1918 was an armistice during the First World War between the Allies and Germany, also known as the Armistice of Campaign, at the location in which it was signed. So it was supposed to have been some kind of it was basically supposed to have been some type of like treaty, if not a treaty, no hostilities pact or something like that. Then, but I mean, the point simply here is that, you know what I'm saying, this is not something we're supposed to commemorate. Like, this is not something we're supposed to observe. Okay, like the brother said, you know what I mean, a lot of these same guys, when you really look at it for what it is, they're paid to kill people that have, you know what I'm saying, that are no threat to them. They go to these other nations, they plunder the resources, they plunder, you know what I'm saying, they destroy the people with their philosophies. That's really all it's for. And even the elites will tell you, anybody that loves fighting in the military, like, they're uncivilized savages, you know what I mean? Because even the elites know, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, all this war that's going on, a lot of it is mainly for profit. You know what I'm saying? To spoil all these other lands and their riches and whatnot. You got a scripture?
Yeah, because if I may say this real quick, like a lot of these wars that go on, just say like, for example, right now with the Middle East is, what they'll do is they'll destroy their infrastructure or whatever, and then they'll send in, you know, their American contractors or whatever, and basically like make money off of it or whatever.
God.
So like for example, like, you know, me and this brother, we do contracting stuff, and like one of the things we ran into, like in Philadelphia, right? They'll fine you for, say, something with the structural damage to a building. They'll say like, all right, if you don't correct it, you have to get permits to correct it, but if you don't correct it in a certain amount of time, they'll demolish the structure, and then they'll push the cost off to the owner, but then they'll probably you know, take it over and charge somebody else for the land or whatever. So it's like they'll like almost like eminent domain or something like that. You know what I mean? That's how like the wickedness that basically goes on. Let's record and charge it. Yeah, that's it.
This is Ecclesiasticus 13:4. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. He will forsake thee. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bare, and will not be sorry for it.
He will make thee bare. He'll strip you of everything you have. That's the nature of Esau, okay? And that's the nature of America, the well-favored harlot. Everywhere they go, you know what I'm saying? That's why the scriptures call them the border of wickedness. Everywhere they go, you know what I'm saying, they bring death, they bring plagues, they bring famine. You know what I'm saying? They will legitimately cause problems. Like, they will legitimately fake, you know what I'm saying, attacks, fake terrorist attacks, so that they'll have an excuse to bring in their army. You know what I'm saying? To put hell on the people on that land. Problem, action, solution. Create the problem that's going to prompt the proper response, and then guess what? The solution, what do you think the solution is going to be? The solution is going to be their own brand of tyranny. It's just going to be covered up as a solution. You see what I'm saying? So that's how they roll. Okay? That's how Esau rolls. So to commemorate some kind of goddamn Veterans Day, and where you're celebrating the wickedness that they do, the people that do this wickedness, that's just off altogether. All right? Got it out.
And that profit, right? And another way you can look at it, the profit that Esau is going to be getting is having everybody else he has serving in his army. He see profit, and he got him signing up, and he see you sign people up in the army. He see that profit he gonna get. He gonna get money from the gold. He's gonna get the drugs. He's gonna get, and the oil he's gonna get. So he sees profit through all these veterans he's enlisted in his army, So he throw him a little bone, give him this little day, and will cause thee to be bare, and he won't feel sorry for it. You got veterans living on the streets, right? Esau don't care about his people. He don't care. He's gonna strip thee bare, and he's not gonna feel sorry for it. They in wheelchairs. They really don't got nothing going for them. A lot of these homeless people that's out here are veterans.
Yeah, then they come back from the wars and shit. They got like post-traumatic stress disorders and all kind of mental issues and all that shit, more than what they had before when they went to the wars to fight for Esau.
And when you really do your digging, and when you really go into your history especially, you'll realize that both sides of the war are being funded. All right? Like when you go back, even when you go all the way back to the Revolutionary War, both sides of that war was being funded by the same people, man. This whole thing is a game, and it's all about gaining more and more and more filthy lucre, man. It's all about gaining more profit, like the brother was saying. People are profit. You know what I'm saying? Goods like different resources, that's all profit. And so that's exactly what these wars are for. It's all for profit. It has nothing to do with safeguarding people's freedom and all this. Who the hell is going to threaten America's freedom out here now? You know what I'm saying? America used to be the top dog of the world. Who the hell is going to threaten their freedom? Right?
Yeah, that shit don't even make sense.
It don't. America's swinging the biggest stick. But oh, we got threats in the Middle East. We got threats in Africa. How does that make any sense?
Really, you got the elites. They sitting up there playing Monopoly with each other. Really, that's what's going on. I'm gonna take this piece. I'm gonna take that piece. I'm gonna set up land right here. I'm gonna set up land right here. That's really what's going on. A big Game of Thrones. And elites sitting back getting rich and rich. This is Ecclesiastes 13 verse 6. If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee, and smile upon thee, and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair, and say what one is thou, and he will shame thee by his meat, until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice. At the last, he will laugh thee to scorn afterward. When he seeth thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head at thee.
And again, you see that dynamic played out over and over and over again. They make movies about it. You know what I'm saying? When you really believe that these elites give a damn about a lot of these soldiers that they send out to war, that die in these ridiculous skirmishes, whether it be by sniper or artillery fire or ordnance, you really believe they don't give a damn? Really and truly, like the brother said, it's a big ass game of Monopoly, and all these fucking elites are doing is just kicking back and laughing at these dumbasses, man. All these people carrying flags and to the burial ground, they crying and shit, man. Yo, these elites have no pity, yo. They laughing, sitting behind the scenes, watching everything, just cracking the hell up, especially at you coon ass jakes that be losing family and friends in these dumbass wars we be fighting, man. I don't know how Jake got it in their mind that they doing such a great thing by fighting for this bitch, man. And like I keep saying, you're not fighting to safeguard anybody's freedom, okay? Nobody's freedom you safeguard. All you doing is fighting for the elite's enjoyment, for the elite's wealth. All you're doing is building their wealth. You basically doing their dirty work. You go into the land, you kill off a whole bunch of people. I mean, come on now. You really think it's a coincidence that you have fucking people like Al Qaeda and Boko Haram and all these motherfuckers are CIA, okay? They all are affiliated with America. These are people that are going into these other different nations, causing problems, so that Esau can go up in there and just start taking shit. That's about it. Okay? Fucking Bin Laden. I know y'all remember that name, Bin Laden. Come on now, man. Are you serious? That dude, he was straight up CIA. Really? Man, our people are sick in the head, man, if they believe that this military is for our freedom. It's never been for our freedom. And once again, I gotta keep stressing the point. How many, like, who can really threaten America's freedom for real? When America was swinging the biggest stick for the longest time. All right. If you don't got any scriptures, I
do.
Somebody grab me the book of
Yo, and then I mean, not to get off topic, but basically, I don't know. Remember that book I let you lend, The Assassins? I don't know if it was in there or another one, but basically, it was talking about, like, when you look at the CIA, it's basically like they're like ninjas or something. But the three main objectives was to spy, espionage, and assassination, and then that's basically like what the CIA does. So when you look at the so-called Islamic terrorists or whatever, that's the main thing that they do. Because you have what is called a double agent, where it's like somebody will play like they're on one person's side, but really they're on another person's side. So that's what these like so-called terrorists do, they're like double agents.
That's what they cut, exactly. You see what I'm saying? If you don't got nothing, grab Isaiah chapter 31:1, because that's a beautiful point you just made there, bro. You see what I'm saying? And what is the CIA? The Central Intelligence Agency, okay?
Like they showed you, remember, you seen that movie, The Spook Who Sat by the Door? The Spook Who Sat by the Door? You never seen it?
Say that again?
It was the movie The Spook Who Sat by the Door. It was a bad movie. It came out in like 1973.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it was basically about the first black CIA agent. And what he had did was he learned everything from the CIA. When he, like, I guess graduated, they put him as a, in the basement making photocopies, whatever. But then he took all that knowledge that he knew, and it was a gang on the movie, which basically it was supposed to be, they called them like the Mickey Cobras, but that gang was a real gang that later became known as the El Rukins, and they were in Chicago. And basically, they got in trouble like years later for, I think the FBI or something. They were supposed to have sold them some type of rocket launchers or some shit like that was supposed to be able to shoot down like helicopters, like similar to the RPGs or whatever. I think that's how the story goes. But that's an example. So you have, like, it's like you look at the Al Qaeda, like I mean, for real, you could say they're like a street gang or Al Qaeda, Taliban, whatever you want to call them. So that's pretty much what the CIA does. That was the perfect blueprint of what the CIA does. So you had the black dude went to them, he could relate to them, whatever. He taught them how to spy, how to blow stuff up, how to rob, how to steal, how to play it off, whatever. Because like they did in the movie, it was a scene where they had the light-skinned Jakes. They went and robbed the bank with masks and wigs on it, and they thought they were Edomites. So they didn't, they said it was Edomites, but it was really like Jakes or whatever. But there's other things in that movie. That's a good movie to watch. You actually could watch it on YouTube, the whole thing, but it's actually a banned movie. Like there's certain movies that Esau actually like banned, so you can't. I mean, you got to order that online. It's not something they would just have on like Netflix or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, God. I mean, and you have plenty of other examples. You know what I'm saying, of how the American military will use you and then just dump you off. And one of the core things that they like to do is, if like you got certain secrets and shit like that, they'll try to eliminate you. They'll try to kill you. Like you even had a movie that came out called The Bourne Identity. Like that entire series, all those movies were good, but that's another perfect example. You had this sniper or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? He knew all of what America was doing and shit like that. But then guess what? After he had eventually, you know what I'm saying, quit the army or whatever the case is, they found him and then they tried to kill him. All right, because he knew too much. You got the scripture up?
This is Proverbs 14:15. The simple believe every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going.
And in the news, it's a lot of propaganda. But you got to know how to divide. You have to know how to pick the meat from the bones, as we would always say. Like try to get the actual news from the propaganda, because like they'll try to portray to you like America is, you know what I'm saying, the safest place on earth. They try to portray to you that America is not at war. They try to portray to you that America, you know what I'm saying, is in everybody's best interest.
Yo, cause like in that movie, The Spook Who Sat by the Door, it was a scene where the dude. It was a scene where the dude told the guy Jake, that he had to be. They needed propagandists. So what the propagandists did was basically push the narrative that the CIA agent or whatever wanted them to portray. And that's pretty much what goes on now. Is how the mainstream media, as we call it, they basically portray a certain like narrative that they want people to basically believe.
Yeah, exactly. Got up.
This is Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots.
God.
Because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahawah.
And that's the problem with Jake, man. They want to be all up in Esau's military. They want to be all up in Esau's central intelligence agencies. They want to be all up in Esau's Federal Bureau of Investigations, FBI. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when it's all said and done, hey, you have something else? Go ahead, bro.
This is Proverbs 3:31. Envy not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Choose none of his ways, man. The brother just gave you an example of in a movie about how they tried to use they were using Jakes in the CIA. You know what I'm saying? To push propaganda. You know what I'm saying? They taught him all the techniques and things like that to go and start trouble. A lot of the times, it's so that they can have that excuse, that they can have that
Pretext.
Huh?
Pretext.
That pretext, that's the word I was looking for. That pretext so that they can just go in and do whatever the hell they want to do. And a lot of the time, you know what I'm saying? They, like I said, like the brother just got done saying, the propaganda that they push is that, okay, what we're doing is noble. What we're doing is for the best interest of the public. And in truth and in sincerity, it's not. It's all just to be, you know what I'm saying, a demon, a devil. And as we already know, the word devil means deceiver. So that's all they do. They deceive the people. Okay? And Veterans Day is just another one of those wicked ass feast days for Esau. That's just that. Another great big deception. Like, oh, all these guys that used to fight these different wars, they were only doing it for the best interest of the people, for the freedom of the people. No, that's a lie. Okay? Got a scripture, bro?
This is Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye upon me, says the Lord Yahawah, until the day that I rise up to the prey.
Yeah, so that scripture is basically telling us to be, patient, because, we know that through the scriptures that Yahawashi is going to be the one ultimately to deliver us out of our condition, our oppressive condition that we in today. So we're not supposed to be out here, thinking that we're going to, basically on some like Black Panther stuff or whatever, take down the, Babylon or whatever, because that's not being, you're not being realistic. As much as people would say, waiting on Yahweh Shai isn't realistic. That's not realistic. You know what I mean? That's craziness.
And then just to prove that point, in the book of Romans, it even tells you that
yeah, right.
Yeah,
This is John.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Aki.
This is John 18:36. Yahweh shall answer, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence.
Well, there you go. So what is he telling you right there? He's telling you that this setup that we're living in is not his kingdom, because why? He said, then would my servants fight. And are we in the time to fight right now? No, we're not. Okay? See, if there's any fighting going on, it's a spiritual fight. The scriptures tell you we wrestle not against flesh. If somebody can find that, by the way. But yeah, the scriptures tell you that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, man, but against principalities, against wickedness in high places. That's the main fight that's going on right now. The physical fight is gonna come when Yahawashi returns, when that lion rises up from the thicket. Okay?
This is Ephesians 6:12.
Alright, Khan.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
There you go. And one of those principalities is this wicked ass feast day, Veterans Day. Oh, we're supposed to thank those men and women that fought so bravely for our freedom. That's bullshit.
Yeah, thank you for serving and shit.
Yeah, like serving what? Like serving the interests of the elites? Fuck out of here. Somebody get the book of Jeremiah 17:5 real quick.
Jeremiah 17.
This Jeremiah 17:5. Thus says Yahawah, the cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from Yahawah.
You hear that? So and so what does that tell you right there, man? We're not supposed to trust in man. Oh, he fought for our freedom. You had this unnamed soldier that died in World War I. He was responsible for making sure that the rest got out in time from some ridiculous attack. Like, are you for real? Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man. I don't trust this damn army to keep us safe, especially when I understand and know what this army so-called is all about. All right, this same army is going to be used on the American people very soon. Okay, there was something written into law, which again, these things are not meant for us though. These so-called laws and these so-called what's the word, constitutional rights, they're not meant for Jake. You have a thing they call posse comitatus, where the army is not supposed to intervene in local matters dealing with, you know what I'm saying, dealing with like basically you couldn't use the military as a police force on the mainland. That was posse comitatus, but now they're going against that because they're militarizing the police force. They're giving the police force military grade weaponry, military grade armament and things of that nature. Okay, so what does that go to show you? Trust not in man, because these same people that we're so-called celebrating, a lot of them are going to be used against us. This same military structure is going to be used against the people. All right, somebody got something?
You know, and then like, you know, we're talking about as this relates to like Jake, you know, it goes, I mean, well, you could start off with like America, right? Because we're talking about Veterans Day, but it goes back further beyond this. But you know, one thing that I wanted to bring out too is like, you know, the movie. I was thinking about that movie Glory, because I remember one time, this was like a while ago, because I used to work at Walmart, so we're in the break room, and like normally the rules are you're not allowed to watch something that's not rated G, right? So yo, they're in there watching the movie Glory. I'm like the only Jake in there. Yo, I'm getting so fucking mad because I'm like, yo, are you serious? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, y'all gonna put this movie on, and you know, they don't like, you know, to me, the way I would view it as, that's just like an insult, because I'm like, you know what I'm saying, these niggas, they're gonna fight, risk their life. Esau, you know, they let Jake, I mean, it was other movies that kind of depicted stuff like that. I'm thinking this movie,
Red Tail.
Yeah, I've never seen it before. But it was another movie that I seen. It was talking about how, I guess, you know, how like Esau, he would give Jake, like, you know, we'll give you this amount of money or whatever if you fight for the South or whatever. And then you had in the movie Glory, you know what I'm saying, Esau, he didn't even give you niggas like boots and shit. He didn't even, you know what I mean, he didn't even, like, y'all were soldiers, but he didn't even give you the shit that you so-called needed to fight the wars and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Just like, I mean, they even kind of showed, it was a South Park episode, right, where I know this is what they was talking about, because you know how normally in the military, the old formation, they would stand like in a straight line, and they was like Operation Human Shield, and they had all the black soldiers like in front and shit, because how, you know, like, say they would line up with each other, whatever, they would start, one person would start firing, everybody on the other side would drop, then the other people would load up their guns behind them and shit. Like, that's pretty much what they were saying. Like, it was a joke, but I mean, that's really what Jake was doing or whatever, you know what I mean? Operation Human Shield.
Hey, you heard that? Operation, you were basically used as a meat shield. That's fucked up. You were a human shield to basically catch the bullets from the enemy. Yo. I know y'all Akim have heard of the Tuskegee Airmen too.
Yeah. And the Tuskegee Experiment.
Yeah. Like, that's how much, yo,
Babylon dance.
That's how much Esau despises us, man. And we talking about some fucking Veterans Day, really? Veterans Day.
This is Psalm 146.
That's the one I was gonna ask you to get.
And 3.
Get it, come.
Put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help.
Right, in whom there is no help. Because mind you, again, we're talking about the same army that's going to be used in these last days against the same people right now that you see. Oh, thank God for these. Thank Jesus, sweet Jesus, for this military. These same people that's out here wanting to call themselves commemorating these so-called veterans. Okay, this same military force is getting ready to be used against you. When that order is given to start kicking people out their homes, when the order is given to start shooting people on sight, taking people to concentration camps, that's coming. And the so-called American military is going to be used to implement all of that shit. Continue, Akim.
Well, it's like I'm gonna go to get a precept for that. This is Psalm 60 and 11. 60 and 11. Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. Through Yahawah we should do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies.
It is good. Yeah, exactly, cut. It is our Lord, Yahawashi, that's gonna tread down our enemies, man. We don't need no help in this setup, man. Esau and everything Esau tries to do, it's all about trying to eliminate Jake, man. That's all it's for. He'll put chemicals in the food. He put chemicals in the water. Chemicals in the food. GMOs. All right. He put drugs in our communities and shit. And we're supposed to commemorate him for so-called fighting for what fucking freedom? What freedom is really being fought for? Especially us as Israelites in America, man. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We're not getting no help here, okay? You had a story not too long ago, by the way. I'm just now remembering about the Jake, where you had the cop with his body cam on. He planting drugs on the Jake after he was being arrested for fucking hit and run. He planted drugs on that Jake. Okay? So what is that going to show you right there? Esau hates us, man. Esau ain't trying to help us. There's no help in this setup, man. There's no such thing as no reparations. We're never going to be given no reparations underneath Esau. Our reparations are going to come from Yahawashi. Okay?
Those devils couldn't even give us 40 acres and a mule.
Okay?
Not that we fucking asked for it, but they still ain't go through with that shit.
No.
Yeah, don't nobody like talk about it. Like if you bring that shit up, it's like, oh come on, man, are you serious? Like y'all got affirmative action and all this shit. Like, yo, I remember one time, yo, I'm in my this is when I was in college or whatever, right?
God.
Yo, I'm the only Jake in my class, mind you. So the dude, somehow they brought up affirmative action. I'm like, oh shit, right? So then he's like, yo, that's not fair. How can the one Irish dude was like, yo, how couldn't a black person get a job over a white person just because they're white or whatever? And I'm just looking like, oh man, this dude's fucking serious. Like,
God. She's stupid, man. Affirmative action. I wonder what that was going to solve. Go ahead, Aku, got it.
It's Psalm 146 and 4. His breath goeth forth, he returneth to his earth, and that very day his thought perish. Happy is he that have. That was it for 146. I thought you said 4 to 5.
Ooh, Slakia, say it again, up.
146.
Psalm
3 to 5,
chapter,
right?
Psalm chapter 146.
3 to what?
Wasn't it 3 to 5?
I thought that's what you said. Psalms 146 and 5. Happy is he that have the power of Jacob for his help, whose hope is the Lord Yahawah, his power.
It was supposed to be Psalm chapter 146, starting up at verse 3 and reading down to verse 5.
That's what I just did.
Alright, start at 3 again. Psalm 146 and 3.
Psalms 146 and 3. Put your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man.
Hold up. Back to the beginning again. What does it say?
Put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. His breath goeth forth, he returneth to his earth, and that very day his thought perished.
Basically, he's a mortal man. Okay, he doesn't have any power beyond basically whatever it is that the Lord put him here to have power to do. You know what I'm saying? He's here 1 minute and he's gone the next. Okay, that's simply all that's saying. You don't put your trust in something that's basically here for 1 moment and then gone the next. You don't put your trust in mortality. Okay, the scriptures talk about putting off the mortal and putting on the immortal. Right? Go ahead, I'll finish.
Happy is he that had the power of Jacob, for his help, whose hope is in the Lord, his power.
Okay, so happy is he that hath God the power of Jacob. Who is the power of Jacob? Yahawah Sham. Okay, the Lord of all things. If the Lord be with us, who can be against us? Okay, he's our power. Remember, in the scriptures it tells you over and over again that Israel is the Lord's people, his possessive noun. We are the lot of the Lord's inheritance. So that right there lets you know that at the end of the day, we're not supposed to have no trust in no goddamn soldier, no man, especially one appointed by Esau. Okay?
Did you do anything? This one keep my service on fire. This one might keep my service on fire.
You got Joe 47.
But yeah, we don't pity you. Jakes is dying in this. We don't pity nobody who died in the Esau war. None of y'all. And if you die doing this work, we're not going to pity you either, because we know it's an honorable thing to die for the Lord. If anything, I guess we would be kind of envious of somebody who's dying in the line of this work, because they're gonna be the first one that gets beamed up.
Okay, the dead in the Lord shall rise first. Is not that what the scriptures say?
Right. The righteous, it's better to be roughly paraphrased. It's better to be forsaken or put through hardship for the Lord's sake than for men. It's better to die for this truth than to die for Esau, who don't even care about you. This is wisdom. It's Ecclesiastes 13, 12 and 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any such as come nigh the wild beast? You playing with Esau. You know at the end of the day, no matter what happens, he's gonna bite you. You fighting his war, and it's two things that's gonna come out of that. Or three things gonna come out of that. One, you're gonna know too much information, and he's gonna get you assassinated. You're gonna come back bugged out, or you're gonna you're gonna come back bugged out, or you're gonna be assassinated either by Esau, or you're gonna be killed in the war. This is what happens when you fight for this devil. When you put your trust in him, this is what happens. He uses you for what he wants, and then as soon as he's done with you, he's gonna cast you away, and he ain't gonna feel bad for it. So we don't feel for you, Jake, or anybody who dies in his wars or die for him, because we know the righteous isn't going to be cut off. There was no innocent person that was killed.
Alright, if I may, I got the book of Job chapter 7, starting at verse 1.
That was on us?
Yeah. This is the book of Job,
speak up a little bit.
Yes. Verse 2. As a servant earnestly desireth the shadow, and as an hireling looketh for the reward of his work, so am I made to possess months of vanity, and wearisome nights are appointed to me. And so guess what? Like the brother just got done saying, right? You put your trust, you putting your trust in a devil who is a man, and the scriptures even tell you that the heathen are just men, or but men. What does the scripture say here? It says, is there not an appointed time to man upon earth? Are not his days also like the days of an hireling? Showing you what? He's, like I said before, you're putting your trust in mortality, in something that is susceptible to death, and something that's willing to put you to death. Okay? I just wanted to prove that real quick, to prove that point that the brother just made. These devils, are legitimately the harbingers of death. Esau, the third part of man, the people of perdition. All right? These people have absolutely nothing to offer us other than destruction and death. Okay? Perdition. All right, so now we're going to go to the book of Job chapter 4 and verse 7. What's it? Job chapter 4 verse 7, and it reads, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent.
Who perished being innocent? Who cares if y'all got killed in this war fighting for Esau? Y'all wasn't innocent. Y'all had that coming. You fight for a devil, you're gonna die by the devil.
Yeah, it's like somebody that sells drugs or some shit like that, and they just were, their excuse to be, this is the only thing I can do. But you know what I'm saying, you get killed or something like that. How you gonna be like innocent? How can you say you was innocent?
Right.
They want to put up shirts with him in 5th grade and say,
get airbrush Dickies jackets, and
right,
shirts and all that shit like that.
Put wings on them.
Yeah.
Oh well. Hey, and with that being said, also, if I may, I'd like to just get a scripture real quick to prove that point. Oh man, this is crazy. In fact, let me read 7 again. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Right. So where was the righteous cut off? Where did the Lord cut off the righteous man? Right. Because that never happened, and it never will happen. No one that believes and that trusts in the Most High has ever been confounded, man. Okay? This is the book of John 15 and 4, just to further prove that point. Abide in me, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine. No more can ye, except ye abide in me. So wait a minute. What makes a person innocent if they abide in the Lord? These people that done passed on, they making shirts with wings on them. You know what I'm saying? Putting wings on the back of them like those angels, halos on their head. Oh, he was such a nice person, but then when you check it out, he was a devil in the world. Okay, defrauding his brother, committing adultery and all that shit. But after he dies, he's a saint, right? He abode not in the Lord, so the Lord took him out. Simple. So where was he innocent? Okay. Continuing on. Verse 8. Even as I have seen they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same.
You going out killing for Esau, you're gonna get what you got coming to you. You're gonna get what you got coming to you. Think you're just gonna kill for the army for Esau's sake? Matter of fact, I guess if you want to put it in perspective, Esau, in a lot of ways, Esau is your God. That's who y'all really pray to when y'all say God. And when y'all say Jesus, y'all really praying to Esau. God bless America. This wicked ass kingdom. And fuck that flag. Who cares about the flag? Tell us when we gotta stand for your flag. We built the country. This is our country. We built it, and it's ours. It was here. It was created for us, and We was the first people that was here. And you want to talk about some stand for the flag. Stand for the flag. This is our country. That's like saying, you come into my house, you kick me out, and then you want me to salute you for taking my house and the flag that you put up there. This is my house. I don't gotta stand for your flag.
That's beautiful. Continuing. By the blast of God they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. So basically, the Lord is the one that sanctioned his death. The Lord is the one that sanctioned that so-called innocent soul that you cry over all the time. The Lord was the one that took out that fucking what's his name? Mike Brown or any of these other dumbass characters that spurred on that whole Black Lives Matter nonsense. Like, come on now.
And all these veterans.
And all these so-called veterans, man. All these so-called valiant souls. He said, by the blast of the Most High they perish. It was the Lord's will for them to get taken out, man. It wasn't because there wasn't shit innocent about them. They abode not in the Lord. They abode not in this truth, or else they wouldn't be out here killing up people just for the fuck of it. They wouldn't be out here killing up people for Esau's goddamn conglomerate, okay? They wouldn't be fighting these bankers' wars.
God bless America. God bless America. Yahawah ain't sign off on none of that.
Nope.
God bless America.
Absolutely not.
Yahawah ain't got nothing to do with this wicked shit that's going on here.
And furthermore, the word America means bitter. Okay? Like, that's something that gotta be stressed every day. Like, the word America means bitter. Alright? This is literally the land of drawing water. What does that even mean? The land of drawing water. Okay? That means this is the land of our enslavement. Alright? So how the hell can this... So why the hell would you bless bitterness, man? That's ridiculous. That makes no sense. God bless America. You're blessing bitterness. You're blessing the hardship that you're going through. And for the wrong reasons.
It's Psalm 68:20.
God.
He that is our power is the power of salvation. And unto Yahawah, the Lord, belongs the issues from death. So everybody that's out here getting killed, Yahawah signed off on that.
Yep.
He's the one that's signing those contracts to send the angels to kill you wicked niggas.
God.
And everybody in these armies, he's the one that's writing off on this. Not Satan. God is signing off on this. So if God killed you, how am I going to mourn for something that he put forth to happen?
That's right.
How am I going to argue with him? Like it says in Romans 11 and I think it's 11 and 14 or 13. Is there unrighteousness with Yahawah? God forbid. Everything is righteous with Yahawah.
Yeah, his judgments are perfect, man. Oh, if I may, let me get Galatians chapter 6 and 3 real quick. Galatians chapter 6 verse 3. If a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. So now wait a minute. I had to read that real quick because the brother just made a point. How the heck can we get all mad and get all pissed off on something that the Lord prescribed, or something that the Lord judged, basically put out his judgment for, right? Then we go, oh, come on now. Like, you got a whole day honoring veterans, so-called valiant souls. These people were nothing, man. If anything, they were vermin on the earth. Okay? If a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, and really and truly, all of us are nothing, man. Every last one of us, we're nothing. Even us that's in this truth. You know, I mean, we have a thing that we always say. Humility is always going to be the core part of this truth, man. Our righteousness are as filthy rags, and it's not guaranteed that we're of the elect. So if we are as filthy rags, how much more these so-called veterans that fight for Esau's army? They're nothing. Okay? So what is all this Veterans Day crap all about, for real, for real? It's vanity. You celebrating wickedness. And nobody got anything else? Alright, I guess we'll close on that.
Alright, hope this is edifying. All praises to Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi. Double honor to the elders and apostles, and shalom.